back to Storytime with Miss Sherry, and today we are going to talk about this little thing. What do you think this is, boys and girls? That's right, it's a pumpkin. So today on Miss Sherry's Storytime, we are going to talk all about pumpkins. And guess what? We're going to start with a song about a pumpkin too. Actually, more like 5 pumpkins. So boys and girls, can you show me your 5 little pumpkins? And we're going to sing the 5 Little Pumpkin song. And let's count together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I have 5 pumpkins sitting on the fence. Are you ready for the song, boys and girls? It goes like this. 5 little pumpkins sitting on the fence. The first one said, "Oh my, it's getting late." The second one said, "There's chills in the air." And the third one said, "But we don't care." The fourth one said, "Let's run and run and run." The fifth one said, "Let's have some fun." And ooh went the wind, and out went the light, and the 5 little pumpkins rode out of sight. So let's say bye-bye to my 5 little pumpkins. There we go. So boys and girls, do you know how pumpkins grow? Well, first, like anything we grow, they need to have seeds. So first, we start off with some pumpkin seeds. So those little white things in the pumpkin, those are the pumpkin seed. So the first thing we need is the pumpkin seed. Now, what comes after the pumpkin seed? Of course, we need some dirt, and we need water and the sunlight to grow. And guess what? Something is growing out of the dirt. That is called sprouting or seeding. Can you say sprouting? Good job. So after we have the seed, there is a little plant that comes out, and it's called sprouting. And what comes after sprouting? Do you know, boys and girls? There are these things that grow out and it kind of twirls around. What do you think those are? They're vines. Can you say vines? Vines, that's right. So after the plant grows some more, there comes the vines. And after the vines comes a very pretty flower. And that, boys and girls, is where the pumpkin would grow after. And when the flowers finish growing, there would be a little pumpkin that grows out of it. And this is called the green pumpkin. So a green pumpkin comes out of it. And guess what the green pumpkin does? It grows and grows and grows into the pumpkin. And that's when we harvest it. Can you say harvest? That's right, harvest. So boys and girls, this is called the life cycle of a pumpkin. Boys and girls, are you ready for our story today? It's about pumpkin soup. And it's about 3 little animals that make the pumpkin soup. Are you ready, boys and girls? If you're sitting on the floor, I would like to sit crisscross. And if you are on the chair, I would like you to sit properly. And we have to turn on our listening ear. That's right. The story today is called Pumpkin Soup. Deep in the woods, there was an old white cabin with pumpkins in the garden. There's this good smell of soup, and at night, with luck, you might see a big piping cat through the window, and a squirrel with a banjo, and a small duck singing. Doesn't this look like a pumpkin? Pumpkin soup, the best you ever tasted, made by cat who slices up the pumpkin, made by squirrel who stirs in the water, and made by duck who scoops up a pipkin of salt and tips it just enough. Look at the little animals making the soup. They slurp their soup, they play their song, then pop off to bed in a quilt stitched together by cat, embroidered by the squirrel, and filled with fine feathers from the duck. and it was peaceful in the old white cabin. Everyone has his own job to do. Everyone is happy, or so it seems. But one morning, the duck woke up early. He tiptoed into the kitchen, and he smiled at the squirrel's special spoon. "Wouldn't it be fine," he murmured, "if I could be the head cook?" He drew up a stool, hopped on top, and reached until his beak could just touch the tip of the spoon. And kerplop, down it clattered. Then the duck trotted back to the bedroom, held up the spoon, and said, "Today is my turn to stir the soup." "That's mine," squeaked the squirrel. "Stirring is my job. Give that back." "You are too small," snapped the cat. "We'll cook the way we always have." But the duck held on tight until the squirrel tugged all with his might. And whoops, the spoon spun through the air and plopped onto the cat on the head. Then there were trouble, a horrible squabble, and a row, a racket, a rumpus in the old white cabin. Oh no! "I am not staying here," wailed the duck. "You never let me help with anything." And he packed up a wheelbarrow, put on his hat, and waddled away. "You'll be back," stormed the cat, "after we clean up." And the squirrel shook his spoon in the air, but Duck didn't come back. "Not for breakfast, not even for lunch. I'll find him," scoffed the cat, "and he will be hiding outside. I bet he's in the pumpkin patch." But the duck was not in the pumpkin patch. They couldn't find him anywhere. So they waited all that long afternoon. The cat watched the door, the squirrel paced the floor. "The duck will be sorry when he comes home," they muttered. But the duck didn't come home, not even at soup time. The soup wasn't tasty. They made it too salty. They didn't feel hungry anyways, and they both sobbed over supper, and their tears dripped into the soup and made it even saltier. "We should have let him stir the soup," sniffed the squirrel. "He only was trying to help," whooped the cat. "Let's go out to look for him." Oh, they missed their friend. The cat and the squirrel were scared, and they wandered down the path in the dark, dark woods. They feared for the duck, all alone with the trees, the fox, the wolves, the witches, and the bears. But they couldn't find him. On and on they trotted until they reached the edge of a steep, steep cliff. "Maybe he fell down that," wailed the cat. "Oh, I'll save him," squeaked the squirrel. And he scrambled down on a long, shaky rope, and he searched all around on the ground, but he couldn't find Duck at all. Then the cat whispered in a sad little voice, "Duck might have found some better friends. He might," sighed the squirrel, "friends who let him help." And the more they thought about it, as they paddled back, the more they were sure they were right. Do you think Duck left to find better friends? Well, we'll see. But when they were almost home, they saw light shining from the old white cabin. "It's Duck!" they shrieked as they bursted through the window, or the door. And the duck was so happy to see them. He was also very hungry and thought it was very late, but they thought they would all make, what do you think? Some pumpkin soup. When the duck stirred, the cat and the squirrel didn't say a word. Not even when the duck stirred the soup so fast that it slopped right out of the pot. Not even when the pot got burnt. Then the duck showed the squirrel how to measure out the salt, and the soup was still the best you ever tasted. So once again, it was peaceful in the old white cabin until Duck said, "I think I'll play the bagpipes." And guess what, boys and girls? There was a fight again. The end. Cherry brought her pumpkin patch here. And I have some red wagons on top that have numbers on it. And so does the pumpkins on the bottom. So boys and girls, we are going to match the right number pumpkin to the right number wagon. So let's see what numbers we have on a wagon. We have number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6. Now, let's start with number 1 wagon. Can you find the pumpkin that has number 1 on it? I'm going to count to 3, and I want you to point out which pumpkin is number 1. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Is it this number or this number? That's right, it's this pumpkin right here. Good job, boys and girls. Now this wagon can go to a special family. All right, let's see. Can you find number 2 pumpkin? All right, are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Is it this number or is it this number? That's number 2. That's right, it's this number. Good job. So our pumpkin number 2 can go on pumpkin number 2 wagon, and off it goes to another family. All right, let's see. Can you find pumpkin number 3? Let's see. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Did you find it? Is it this number or this number? That's number 3. That's right, it's this number. Very good job, boys and girls. And off it goes to another family. All right, we have 3 more cards to go. Let's see, where is number 4 pumpkin? Can you find it? I'm gonna count to 3 again. 1, 2, 3. Which number is it? Is it this one or this one? That's number 4. That's right, it's this number. Good job, boys and girls. And off it goes to another family. Now we have 2 pumpkins left. So, boys and girls, do you know if they are on the right cards? Can you tell? Are they the right number for each cart or wagon? No, they're not. You did very well recognizing your numbers. That's right. This is number 5, and it goes on this cart or wagon. And this is number 6, and it goes on this wagon. Very good, boys and girls. You did a great job. All right, for our craft today, boys and girls, we are going to make a pumpkin. And guess what Miss Cherry used? A paper plate. So if you have a small paper plate at home, you can paint it with orange because our pumpkin is orange. Or you could paint a green pumpkin too. And Miss Cherry just traced her hand and cut it out as the leaf of the pumpkin. And don't forget, you always need a stem for your pumpkin. And if you don't have paint at home, you can always use construction paper. And guess what? If you want to make it more fun, you can add some googly eyes on and draw a face to make a jack-o'-lantern, boys and girls. So boys and girls, that is all the time we have for this week. And if you want to continue playing more games, you can always play one of Miss Cherry's boom cards. And you can always download Miss Cherry's printable and play more at home. All right, boys and girls, I will see you all next week. Bye!